Okay.
Okay.
What is something that you do that other people might find weird
Ha!
when you're
I
alone?
crochet.
And why would they find crocheting weird?
Well, not really weird. Well, they would say it's weird because I look like I'm young. Like, who is this young girl crocheting? Like, nobody crochets anymore. But people do.
Right.
And I'm not that young. I mean, I am, but not really. My bones be
Okay.
cracking up.
Okay. So, like I said, if you are just not joining in, this is Better Than Before with the baddest, with her own little swag to it. We're in here, we're telling stories, experiences that might have changed your life or any events that made you who you are today. Being better than before, you have to have your own drive, your own go-getting mentality to be better than you were before.
Hmm.
And our guest here is Mama Soka. She's here to talk to us. Now, before we get into her story here, the quote is, I wasn't ready for half the stuff I've been through,
Hmm.
but I was definitely built for it. Mama
Well,
Soka, tell us your story.
um, well, something that I wasn't ready for, but I was built for it. I lost a son, like 3 or 4 years ago now, like five, yeah,
Okay.
like a long time ago, but not really that long ago. And the situation on how I lost my son was really, really, it was very traumatic. I was by myself. The father wasn't really involved. I had told him, I was pregnant. He was excited, but then he had told me to get an abortion, and I decided not to. Turned out, my
Mhm.
son was sick. He had a diaphragmatic hernia. And like I had to go to like the special children's hospital and stuff like that. And I remember when I was going to go get like ultrasounds. The ultrasound tech called the doctor in, and then I didn't get to see any pictures. They sat me in this room and told me basically my son was going to die, that his lungs were only developed like 11% on the left side and 8% on the right. His stomach, his intestines, his kidneys, everything was outside of his body in the womb. And they were like, he
Okay.
wasn't going to make it. And I was by myself. I went through that situation alone. The My friend that I was staying with at the time, she had put me out. Like, it was a lot going on, but I didn't I didn't die. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made it through. I persevered, and I'm here and I'm able to talk about it without breaking down and crying. I'm able to help other women who may have gone through situations like that, or like currently going through situations like that, because I've been through it.
Okay. Well, I definitely identify with a similar situation. Um, However, my child did not pass, but when he was very little, he was very sick all the time. He was
Mhm.
catching pneumonia, um, all kind of like respiratory diseases. And then one night, they kept telling us to give him a breathing treatment, and it wasn't working. So my mom was like, let's just go to the hospital. So we
Mhm.
actually went to the hospital, and they were like, let's just, for the heck of it, let's do some x-rays. And they did chest x-rays on him, and then that's when they came back, and they had told us that he had 3 holes in his heart and a leaky heart valve, and
Ooh.
that he would require open heart surgery.
At how old?
15 months.
That's intense.
Yeah. So it was, and like you, I was also a single parent. So I went through
Yeah,
it
it's tough.
by myself.
Mhm.
um it was hard. I will say that one memory I do have about it is, I remember when you get ready to go to the surgery room, and no matter who you are, you can't go on beyond a certain point.
Mhm.
And I had my church family there, and some family, and they all walked to the part, and then we got to the part where the doctors were like, okay, so kiss him or whatever, and then we have to take him back. And so
Mhm.
I kissed him, and then I was like totally content. And so everybody else that was with me was like freaking out and worried. And they were like, why aren't you worried about it? And I said, well, for me, I realized that once he go behind those doors,
It's out of your
I'm
control.
not in control.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
There is absolutely
Right.
nothing I can do.
Yep. Yes.
So it's in God's hands what he sees fit to do.
I agree.
And that same baby is now 20 years old. He had open heart surgery at 15 months and he had it again when he was 16 years old.
Oh wow. Is he
So he
going
had
to
a
need
heart
any more
valve replacement.
surgery?
He may, because as you get older, he had his heart valve replaced, but he still has a whole lifetime to go.
I know
So,
that's right. Is he
you
active? Is he
know,
playing any sports and stuff?
yeah, he was on an actual national step team.
Come on.
They are currently the champions of the United States
Come on.
13 times. Their name is Gentlemen of Vision. So
Come
if you want
on.
guys want to look them up on
Yes.
YouTube and see their performances.
Yes.
But yeah, so I do definitely identify with that. That is a scary experience. And, you know, even though that you lost a child, and that is unfortunate, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Um, I always feel like there's a reason
Mm-hmm.
for everything.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And not necessarily things that are taken away from us or necessarily bad things. Um, I don't know about how you are, but I never really paid attention to baptisms of babies until I got older.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever listen to what they really say,
I've
it's
never.
kind of frightening.
Hmm.
But what they do is when they baptize your baby, they offering your child back to God. Hmm.
Oh no, that's scary.
Yes, that's exactly what you're
So
doing.
I'm
You're
okay.
offering back to Him. You're saying that this is yours, and this
Mm.
is your it. Do
I
what
gotta
your
YouTube.
will
I gotta Google
is.
that. I have to Google that and see what they
Yeah,
say. Now I'm
yeah,
like, what?
yeah,
Okay, I gotta Google that.
yeah. A lot of people don't know that. So you're really trying to baptize the soul, so that in the event if they do leave in their innocence before
Mm-hmm.
they know any better, you know they're gonna go where they need to go.
Duh.
Yeah.
What that just made me itch.
If you guys are just now tuning in, we're really getting into the slice of pie with this. But this is
Mhm.
better than before with the baddest. I'm talking
Yeah.
to Mama Soka,
Yay.
and we're here discussing things that in our life events that were bad or were good that changed us for the better and made us a better person. She was just telling us about the situation with your son. So
Mhm.
let me ask you this. And I know it was hard to go through by yourself.
Mhm.
And I've never personally lost a child, but what why you didn't just break down? Like why you didn't just give up, stop, go crazy?
Well, it was a lot. It was. I feel like I didn't have time to, because like everything happened so fast. Like I lost my son. I found out he was sick, and then I lost him over the span of 3 days. So I did the ultrasound, and I found out that he was sick and he had all these issues. The day after or 2 days after, they stopped his heart. So then I was walking around. He was like, he passed away inside my stomach, and it was a dead baby. They couldn't take him out, so it was like
I've
dead
heard of
in
that
my stomach
before.
for like a day. So I was walking around with like a dead fetus, and he wasn't a fetus; it was a dead baby in my stomach for like a day. And it's then after that, I was in the process. My friend was putting me out of her house, and I had to figure out where I was gonna stay. It was just
Wow.
happening, so I felt like I didn't have time to like break down and be sad and cry, because I needed to get stuff taken care of. I needed to make sure that I was good.
That's a lot.
Hmm.
And I'm happy to see you here that you can smile
Oh,
and
thanks.
that you have like such a great personality, because some people don't come back from that,
Yeah, I almost didn't, but
you know.
very spiritual. And before he passed away, I did go do a sound bath, like a sound healing. And
Hmm.
the lady that was there, she like spoke to me and she gave me a message from him. And she was like, she said, "Do you know what kind of what the sex of your baby is?" I was like, "No." And she was like, "I'm getting masculine energy." And he loves his mother. And I was just like, I broke down then. This was before I lost him, before I even know I was having a boy.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I did the ultrasound and found out I was having a boy. Actually having a boy. Yeah.
Well, I know one thing. That's something no one is. I don't care how much you're prepared
Mhm.
for death.
You're
You're
not.
still never prepared for it. Even if you know that somebody's in hospice or they're telling you 6 months, when it actually happens.
Yeah. Cause I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to bury him. I didn't get a remembrall box, and I didn't know that that was
Wow.
possible for me to get something to remember him by. Like it until months later. Like the hospital experience was terrible. The whole experience was terrible. It was just bad. It was just
I
bad.
am sorry to hear that, but I'm just so happy to see you, because like the topic for today, guys, in case you're just coming in, is I wasn't ready for half the stuff I've been through, but I definitely was built for it. And
Okay.
Mama Soka is definitely telling us her story in regards to what she definitely wasn't ready for,
No,
but
I wasn't.
she's still here and she's still like going, even though it happened to her. And I don't think we're ever ready. Like, we're not ready for the I wasn't ready for the first day of school.
Right. I
I'm
wasn't
not
ready
ready
for
for
the
the first
last
day
day
at
of school.
work,
I wasn't
doctor's
ready for the last
appointment.
day of school. Why are you sending me into the abyss with these people? I don't want to grow up. Like, no.
Correct, correct. And the built for it part, I used to hear a lot from older people.
Mm-hmm.
They always say, God would never give you
More than you can
anything
say.
that you can't handle,
Oh, Lord.
or you're being built for it. And it's like you almost have a secret superpower that
Mm-hmm.
most people don't have to deal with. Because who's to say, like, I've dealt with a lot of things, like I was saying, and this, you're just tuning in, this is Better Than Before with the Baddest, each and every Wednesday, where we come in, we talk about our situations, life events. It can be the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it changed you and made you better than you were before. um I just have to say, like, I actually went to an outing this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't seen none of these people since the incident happened to me. And somebody pulled me aside before I left, and they told me that I inspired them so much because all the stuff that they know that I personally dealt with, they could not handle that.
Mm.
And they don't know what they would do if any of those things happened. But to see me walk in, and I have no problem. I'll tell you my story real quick, Mama Soka.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I went to a wedding. I contracted COVID from this wedding. I want to say 6 days after, I had to call 911 because I wasn't able to breathe. I was put into ICU. I could not breathe on my own for 7 days. I couldn't talk. I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat. I had lost 45 pounds in a week.
Oh my gosh.
Um, I defied the odds. I was fully vaccinated, by the way. They told me that I shouldn't be here. I should have died. Um, I leave the hospital. Um, I was a streamer at the time. I had to take off months because actually I was not able to talk from June to September.
Wow.
I physically could not talk. I had no voice whatsoever. I had a severe case of laryngitis.
Oof.
So I finally get over that. I'm starting to get back to myself. And while I had COVID, it had gave me an infection.
Mm-hmm.
that I did not have before COVID. They kept giving me antibiotics and they were not working.
Mm-hmm.
After the fifth time, I just went on to the hospital because I'm not gonna keep, because one thing about antibiotics people don't know that if you constantly take them, they will
Build
stop
up.
working. And
Mm-hmm.
then when they stop working, there's nothing else they can do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever want to get to that point. So I went and they did all this examination and everything, and they were like, they hurry up and came back with doctors, and I'll never forget it because I was on the phone with some streamers at the time, because we were trying to figure out what's going on, and they came in and they were like, "Look, you have sepsis," and I'm like, "Well, what is sepsis?" And they was like, "That's when all your organs shut down because your blood is poisoned and you die."
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so what is my
How were you
chances? And
walking with sepsis?
I don't know. I don't know. So when I got there and they were like, so if you would have came tomorrow, you would have died because
Yeah.
you're 50% there now. They were like, your kidney's about to go, your liver is about to go, your heart is next. So if we don't operate in the next 10 minutes,
Oh Lord.
you're not gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on the phone with tag streamers. They're screaming and hollering and crying. My sister is sitting here crying, and I'm just sitting here. And they look at me because we're all on like FaceTime. They look at me and they're like, "Why aren't you freaking out?" And I said, "It's either cut my foot off or I die right here. I don't. It's not a choice to me. I don't like that. If that's what we got to do, then we
Right.
got to do what we got to do."
Right. Dang.
So we went in, they did that, and then they came back. And they said, well, we're going to have to cut off more. Because if you want to be able to walk again, you have to get a prosthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't walk with just the foot gone. You have to, so we have to go up some more.
By the knee.
So they went and did the second operation. So I'm going to tell you how I became better than before. And for you guys who just tuning in, we're just in here telling our stories, how we came better than before from tragic situations, good ones, anything that has happened to you that transpired in your life. This is each and every Wednesday with the baddest BBW. So I'm going to tell you, I was not able to walk after that surgery for 7 months.
Did you do physical therapy?
I did not do. So this is what's amazing about my story. I just started physical therapy July 6th, and I am walking without nothing.
Oh wow!
I don't have a cane. I don't have a wheelchair. I don't have a walker. I've only had 6 sessions, and I'm able to walk by myself.
Let's go, because you're supposed to be walking. You got things to do.
I have things to do. I have life to live.
Hello,
like,
yes.
I got to be out here. Yes. So that's basically, you know, my better than before story. And you know, I'm so happy to be here because I almost wasn't. So I try to cherish life and live carefree as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? While I can. And since I do have you in the box, I just kind of want to let's talk a little story here, okay?
Okay.
So this is an anonymous story that I found. It says, I just went to buy a Samsung washer and dryer from a guy. He asked for $500. I told him I just had a kid, and if he could just take $400, I really would be grateful. I got home, hooked up everything, and everything worked great. I opened up the dryer to check the lint filter, and there was my $400. I got a message from him saying, check the dryer, a gift for the new baby.
Aww.
So that is a nice story.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's a very
that's
nice
a nice story. That is, because he didn't expect that. and the person was doing a good deed. Because I always feel like you always should pay it forward somehow. You always need to pay something forward.
I believe that.
Whether it's you in the drive-through and the person behind you, you pay for their
Yeah, I
order.
do that all the time. I do that all the time.
I
And
do
it happens
too.
to me all the time too. Like if I'm in the drive-through and I'm like ready to pay, it'll be like, oh no, the person in front of you
Hmm.
paid for your drink or paid for your food.
Sometimes I do it for the elderly. Like sometimes when they're in front of you and they have all that change and they trying to count it out and people are getting impatient. Sometimes I just purchase all their stuff, and go in before them. But if you're just tuning in, thank you for coming. It is Better Than Before with the baddest, with my special guest, Mama Soka.
Hey.
And I'm here each and every Wednesday from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are here just sharing stories. And I'm also giving you some uplifted stories with my own little swag that makes you better than before.
Yeah. Story that she just said just now just maybe almost shed a tear, y'all.
Okay. Also, let me show you my little great find I found this weekend. This book right here, Positive Energy. I went to Five Below. This book only costs $5. And in this book, which is written by Tanzar Chubb, everything you need to know to awaken your soul, raise your vibration, and manifest your inspired life. So this is a find you might want to check out. If you guys don't know, you go to Five Below, they have a lot of books, inspirational books, books that help you with cooking, dieting. And this thing here, let me tell you, if you're looking for something to be positive and you want to channel your third eye, this is the book for you. It's only $5 at Five Below. Now, also, Mama Soka, during the time that you were going through your tragic story, what kind of activities did you do to kind of take your mind off of things?
I worked. I worked and I worked and I worked and I worked. I worked for so long, for so many hours. I worked and I gardened. I helped my mom with her, at the time she was living in the loft, and I helped her with her kitchen garden. Not the kitchen garden, we had like a patio, and she grew tomatoes and peppers and spinach and lettuce and stuff on the patio, and we did that. But I worked for the majority. I just remember working.
So you kind of kept yourself busy to kind of take your mind off of things.
Yeah, I did. I really did. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of advice would you have for anybody that was in a similar situation, or they just feel like it's never going to get better?
Don't let anybody rush your grieving process. Don't let anybody tell you still feel a way about that. It happened so long ago. Like, don't take as much time as you need to heal the right way. Like, I got a whole lot of,
good.
you know what I'm saying? Like, people try to rush my healing process. Like, oh, it's been 3 years. You still feel away. Oh, da 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 da. You still feel away. And I'm just like, well, who are you to tell me how my heart hurts still?
Yes.
You don't know where I'm at mentally.
I definitely feel that when my mom died in 2020, it's almost like everyone else, when they're over it, they expect you to be over it. And I'm not over it.
Exactly.
I'm not over it.
Right.
Because you have to think about it. When somebody close to you dies, you're never going to see this person in the physical world anyway. Correct. You're never going to see them again. You're never going to talk to them again. No family outing, nothing. It stops that day. But I never understood the grieving process until it happened to me. See, beforehand, I would, like the story you told me, I would have been like, oh, that is so sad. You know what I'm saying? And then I would have went to the mall. Like, dang, I feel sorry for her. Okay, we going out to eat or what? But when it happened to me,
Right.
that's when the epiphany
Right. You need some grace.
came.
You know what I'm saying? Because you literally, and then too, like with traumatic events, it's proven that your brain chemistry changes when traumatic
It
events.
does.
So you literally are not the same person. You don't think the same. You don't feel the same.
No.
You don't act the same. You don't respond to things the same. And it's like you literally have to relearn how to do certain things. And people don't understand that, or not that they don't understand. They're ignorant to it. They choose not to want to understand or take
Yes.
time to have some
It
empathy for your
it
situation.
takes a piece of you actually.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my empathy now is not like it was before.
Hmm.
I tend to, when I hear bad news, thank you. When I hear bad
Hold on, Ted.
news,
Do you say it again? Because I said the same thing. I was like, the pink on pink is giving with the pink lip and the liner on the lips. Girl, yes. Hello. Yes. Yes.
I tend to like I don't have the same emotion. And I
Exactly.
feel bad because I want to feel for people. But when my mom died and then my boyfriend died 3 weeks later, I have nothing. I have nothing for you.
Right.
I I have nothing. So I
You're
just
still healing. You're still grieving.
I never got a chance to grieve because what happened was I think I'm gonna tell you why my mom and boyfriend death was the worst because I know it happens to other people, but mine happened in the beginning of COVID
Mm.
when it was hysteria, when people were dying, and you couldn't go nowhere, like for real. Like, no, this is when they shut down the stores
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So just think, I'm an only child. My mom dies, and she has seven brothers. No, she has eight, no, seven siblings. And I have to tell them they can't come to the funeral
Mm. Because of COVID.
because of COVID. And at that time, it was only 20 people
Yeah.
per funeral.
When I buried my grandmother, and this was in Barbados. This wasn't even here in America. You couldn't go on the graveyard. You had to stay
Yep,
away.
we couldn't do that either.
Yeah.
And my mom was a Marine. So it made
Mm.
it really bad because, when you have a military funeral, they do the gun salute, and
Mm-hmm.
we ain't
Yeah.
had none of that. We
Mm.
ain't had none of that. What they did, we pulled up to the side.
Of the cemetery.
We pulled up to the side of the cemetery.
Mm.
And then we looked, they wouldn't even let the pastor give her last rites or none of that.
Wow.
No, no, nothing.
Yeah, that's a gift for me. Yay.
So it was hard. I had nobody here could comfort me. Nobody could come. You know how when people die and people come to the house and they bring you the food and you have a repast? None of that. We couldn't have it.
Yeah.
We couldn't do any of that. So basically, when we had his funeral, they had got to the point where you couldn't even do the funeral by this time. It was walk through wakes. So you had to walk in one way and leave out the other way.
Mm. Yeah. They had to be the most difficult
It
time.
was the worst time of my entire life, I will have to say. Nobody could come over here and sit with me because we didn't want to give it to each other. you
Right.
know, it was
Being
awful.
vaccinated meant nothing.
No. So finally, I want to say maybe 4 months after that. No, it was more than that. She died in 2020. So in October
Hmm.
of 2020, the military called me and was letting all of the families who family members died during the COVID do a redo. um 21 gun salute.
Wow.
So you just I called her family from out of town. They traveled here and they let us do it all over with the, the Marines and the flags, and they let us do it all over. But that was hard for me because that means I had to do it twice.
Right. To go through it, then start to heal, and then have to go through it, open up old wounds that ain't really that are so fresh. Yeah.
Because they never got to say goodbye, and I said it, and then I had to come back again and say it. So that's why I came out better than before. I think that's why this show is meant for me, because in the last 2 years I've lost a lot of people. I've lost my mom, my boyfriend, my god brother. None of it was COVID though. That's the crazy part. They just all, it was their time, and my god brother was only 30 years old. It was their time. And then 6 months after that, I get COVID, I almost died. Then 6 months after that, then I had to have the operation.
2.
Yeah, 2 operations.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I had 2 operations. Then to have to come after all of that and then have to learn how to walk again.
Yeah, that's amazing. You're supposed
and
to.
And then I can still stream.
With a smile on your face.
With a smile on my face. So this is definitely better than before. And I want to share another story with you. And it's a show. It's called Extraordinary People. It came out in 2003, I think. But this episode is The Boy Who Sees Without Eyes. It's 2007. So for you guys that don't know this, if you ever want to find a show, you can just actually look it up, and you can either go on Amazon Prime or YouTube, and sometimes you can get the shows from way back in the day. Sometimes they make you pay $1.
Prime, you said?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sometimes they make you pay $1 or something like that. Ooh, but this.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So this boy's name was Ben Underwood. He had both of his eyes removed at the age of 3.
Why?
It was some type of disease that he had, and what he did was he taught himself to perceive and locate objects by clicking sounds with his tongue.
Oh, I think
he uses the echoes as they bounce off of the environment. His name is Ben Underwood. So that's how he learned how to see if it's a wall or if it's a chair, because the clicking noise, he could tell by the way it bounced off. He could hear the density and stuff. That is amazing.
Like sonar.
That's something that we can't do, and we got both eyes.
We obviously can if we close our eyes real tight, put some buttons or something on, we go enhance your hearing.
Okay, like if that's not a heartfelt story, I don't know what is. Like that's definitely being better than before, and a lot of people don't know that. But people that are blind, their senses are heightened in all the other aspects because they lost this. They can hear, they can smell. They know things that we don't know. Like they know if somebody's even coming before we would, because everything is heightened. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys just tuning in, also I was just showing her this book is called Positive Energy. I got this. It's the power of positive energy. Actually, I got this from Five Below for just $5. It has a lot of things that if you want to improve yourself, I'm gonna challenge you guys. I'm gonna challenge y'all. You got that, Butter? It is about boosting your personal growth, how you think about yourself, how that alters everything. Your role as your co-creator. Like a lot of the problems and things that we do have, though, is us.
Yes.
We are definitely our worst critics.
Yes.
A lot of time the hater is us.
Yes, it is. And we be very loud at ourselves too.
Telling ourselves what we can't do. I'm not gonna make it.
How dare you talk?
It'll never happen.
Sometimes my friends, they would be like, I feel da 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 da, and I'm like, don't talk about my friend like that. They'd be like, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't care if you talk about yourself. Don't talk about my friend like that.
Yeah, because words do have power. I didn't used to really believe that, but it does. If you say you can't do something, you're not.
They definitely do have power.
They have power. They do.
They
And
definitely.
yeah, and we did have another guest. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to join us. So we had Mama
Oh,
Soka. We sucking up Mama
it's me
Soka's
and you,
energy
girl. It's me and you. I'm here with
and
you.
her
You here with
love
me?
and her
Oh,
stories. We really adore it here. And she was just showing and sharing her personal experience with the death of her son. And I shared my experience about me losing my foot and the deaths that I've endured.
hmm.
But it's gonna be some sunshine somewhere because it just can't.
Hello. Because this can't be
Sometimes
it. That's what I be telling myself. I said, look,
this
listen,
can't be it
this cannot be it. I have not been through all these trials and tribulations to just
for
this happen.
nothing.
No, my life, I will be on a beach drinking mimosas, doing whatever I want, whatever that is. Because this right here, all these things cannot be it.
No, and then
Cannot.
we have to find other things when it ain't it. Then we have to find other things to take us away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell you one thing that I do to get myself away from things. Hello, is I come up with recipes that remind me of the good times with certain people, and I remix them.
Mm. Oh.
So like my mom was a cooker and there's a lot of recipes that she showed me. So I take some of the things she showed me and I remix it, like dressing.
Ooh.
When I make a pot roast, I put my own little swag to it, but I use the things that she taught me and it brings me back to the memories that she's still here because I'm using the things that she taught me, but I
Mm.
put my little swag in it. You know what I'm saying?
And you
Thank
got a
you.
whole lot of that.
Also, what I've been doing a lot lately is I have to remember, say to myself, yesterday was yesterday.
Ooh. Yep.
This is today.
Don't let your yesterdays affect your tomorrows.
Correct. You can only have one pity party. You only allow one pity party. After the pity party, you get up, you done with that, and then you got to find something else to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Also, I say if you have any friends, somebody you ain't talked to in a long time, Mama Soka, maybe there's somebody from high school. You know how we always tell folks, oh, yeah, yeah, we got to hook up. We got to hook up. We got to do lunch. And we never do it.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
I'm definitely good because my best friend,
I am so guilty. I do
I
that all the time.
either of my best friends in so long, and I done missed my best friend's daughter's birthday, her graduation. I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'ma come, I'ma be there, I promise. And then I just be like, oh shoot, that's today.
Yeah. So what I start doing is I start doing spontaneous stuff now. So when you on my mind, I will call you and I'll say, let's get out. If they can't, they can't. If they can, let's go. Let's spontaneous. Just go to a restaurant we ain't never ate at before,
Okay, yeah, I like that
or
idea.
an area we ain't never been to before. And
Mm-hmm.
let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that together.
I love that.
Because what I have learned through COVID, ain't nothing promised no more.
Say that.
That's that is out the window.
My brother's mom had a really really bad situation with COVID too, but she was in the hospital for I think 6 months. Like everything shut down. She wasn't breathing on her own for months. Like for months. She doesn't walk properly still. She can't like her respiratory.
It's very lasting effects.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I have problems with my memory. So it's the simple thing, something that is so simple, it takes me a while to describe it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it is, but it just escapes me. So one time they called me and was asking me what I was eating, and I was like, it was a banana. I couldn't, I just was like
The word could
the
the word couldn't
thing
come to
with
you.
the you peel it, and they was like, what? I was like, you peel it down and then I couldn't think of the color.
Dang. And that's
Yeah.
after a result of COVID.
hmm I still get muscle spasms in my side.
Oh my gosh. Are they painful?
Um, hmm
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes when I go to bed, it'll like if I turn the wrong way, that's it. So I have to lay there if I can't reach something, or I have to call my son to give me muscle relaxers so I
Oof.
can loosen up the muscles. But yeah, hey. So yeah. So if you guys are just not tuning in, this is better than before with the baddest. I got my lady here, Mama Soka. She is dope. Make sure y'all fave her. Mama
Thank
Soka, listen, she's the astrology whiz over here. She got great vibes, and she also co-hosts Dear Cupid with Cupid on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The featured show, so you must check her out. Plus, come to her stream and check her out.
Oh
She
yeah.
always has good vibes like that. But basically, we are just kind of we told our stories. We talked about being sick, overcoming things. I've
Mm-hmm.
given two inspirational little stories that I have found. If you guys are just tuning in, just so you know, the theme and quote was, I wasn't ready for half the stuff I've been through, but I definitely was built for it. And I had to change the quote a little bit because that ain't the words that was in there. But since we're trying to get featured here, you gotta, refrain from the profanity and the things
Mm-hmm.
like that. But this show is not always sad, it's good. And I'm just here to, get you guys to tell us whatever changed your life. It doesn't have to be something bad. Sometimes the opportunity changes your life. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to a concert one time and a man said that a job, this is just what he say, it's just not, he didn't say opportunity. He was like, it's just a phase. A job is just a phase. And I was like, how is it a phase? He was like, because you're gonna get something better.
Mm-hmm.
He said you have to look at it. COVID changed your life, changed mine tremendously. You have to look at it. These corporations nowadays, if you die, they just gonna clean your desk off and put
That's
somebody else
true.
in it. It's
Everybody's
not like the old
everybody's
days when
replaceable.
our parents used to work. Remember in the old days, they'd be at a job for 55 years. They was there when they was 19, and they retired when they 74, and they get a pension. And no, that was 1986.
By the time I'm retirement age, there's gonna be no more social security money to give away.
No, no, me
It's gonna be
either.
all gone.
And I'm older than you.
And that's sad. It's gonna be coming
That
quicker.
is crazy. But it's the absolute truth.
Yeah.
So they say when I was in college, and I graduated the second time from college in 2010, they said in your lifetime, you will change jobs at least 6 times.
Oh, that'll definitely change jobs more than that already.
Because it used to be people would stay at a job forever. No,
Yeah, not no
mm-mm,
more.
no. That's why they let you take your 401k and all this stuff with you. Because well, they
Exactly.
change at the drop of the hat. So,
Okay. It's like I don't want more.
but no, no. Also, guys, if you're wanting to be a guest on this show, definitely, definitely, you can inbox me on here or on Instagram at
Ooh.
the baddest BBW underscore tag. Or you can also email my virtual assistant underscore KY underscore mommy, MOMMY. If you would like to come on the show, if you have an idea for the show, if you would like to come and be a co-host and do something fun with this, definitely looking forward to you. Again, we had Mama Soka here. She had such a wonderful story. I appreciate you for sharing that
Thank you for
with us.
having me.
I swear that was a very good and enlightening. You never know what people go through. You
You
never
don't.
know anybody's story. You can't judge by the way they look.
You really cannot.
but we all have a story, and at some point we came out better than we did before. If
Yeah.
you was hungry, you found something to eat at some point.
Okay.
Like, you definitely came out better than before. So, Mama Soka, before I let you out the box here, is there any lasting inspirational things that you would like to say to anybody out there?
I'll just repeat what I said earlier. Take your time. Don't let anybody rush your grieving process if you are grieving, even if you're in a growth process. Don't let nobody try to tell you that you got to be this by a certain time. Do what works for you in a time that works for you. Like, move at your own pace, and it's okay to move slower than everybody else. You just got to get there. Remain consistent and make sure you get there.
Okay, and also, can you tell us again when you stream what you have going on with your live, and exactly what else you do on the app?
Oh, I stream at different times. I crochet a lot. Like I just finished this blanket on my
Ooh,
stream. I completed that and now I'm making new things. So you could come spend some crochet hours with me over there. I also take readings for your birth charts. And this month on Saturdays, I'm co hosting a featured show with Cupid, Dear Cupid. And I stream mostly whenever. I be up all the time. So it's like I'll stream all day or I'll stream all night or I'll stream in the afternoon. But that's it.
yes, yes, and I have caught you in the middle of the night before.
I be up, girl. I be up. I'm like, hey, what you
Actually, I
doing?
want to say you were live today. I think I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I
And I
seen
was
you
up. I
live.
was up. Hello. I was up. I was up. I
Well,
be
it's a pleasure to have you. I enjoy your energy, and if there's anything you ever have and you want me to come, I'm definitely there. This is better than
I
before
will
with the
come on this
baddest.
show every week. Hello, it'll be me and you. What we
Hey, you can do it every week. I mean, because we don't always have to say our personal stories. There
right.
are actually stories out there that need to be heard because
Mhm.
those do give people some type of encouragement,
That's true.
to do better, or the ones that's thinking, oh, there is no way. There is a way. There's always a silver lining. Now, I ain't gonna say it's gonna be when you want it.
Right.
I'm not gonna say it's how you want it, but
Hmm.
there's always something, some kind of goodness out of it. It might not be the way we want it to be, but it definitely will be, a silver lining. So for all of you guys just tuned in each and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it will be better than before with the baddest. We will have two guests that will come in. They'll come in and talk about experiences or stories or whatever that made them better than before. I'll also have good reads like this. Again, you can find this book, The Power of Positive Energy, at Five Below.
Yeah.
Go to Five Below and get you a nice book for $5. They have journals for people that like to write in journals. They have books like this. They have a lot of activities, and it's cheap. You know what I'm saying? Find something to do, something to take your mind off of the bad situations or things that have you stressed out and become better than before. Because we all have potential to be better than we are. Even if you're a millionaire, you can be a billionaire. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So just take what you have, use it, and just be better than before. Don't listen to nobody. Listen to yourself, and you should be good. Again, this was Better Than Before with the baddest. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, and see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.